just never mind.
I'm just trying to keep up, so, don't get mad at me.
Yeah, but I mean, she has some birth defects. She has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Wow.
So I think that may be why she has some issues and a little bit slow and not the brightest person.
Well, definitely explain why she has a big forehead.
But, a lot of things that she said, they were half-truths. Like my California man that I referred to is a guy who has a ranch in Texas. He's there right now in Weatherford. It was never Mr. Midnight Movie, but I did something really bad to Mr. Midnight Movie.
What'd you do to him?
Oh, I don't know. He was really sweet and nice, and I liked that. And, I got him kind of wrapped around my finger, which isn't hard to do. I mean, any woman could do that. And no offense to you, Mr. Midnight Movie. And I got him to be all lovey-dovey. And, then he asked me to marry him. And I laughed, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. It was really a cruel thing, what I had done.
You got Mr. Midnight Movie to propose to you?
Yes. I mean, he would talk to my kids, and matter of fact, he would calm my youngest down because she's really afraid of dumpsters. She still is. With good reason. I mean, I would have to move her away from here when she would say she was coming up here. That she was getting a restraining order, y'all. I was in the judge's chambers today. And I'm thinking, you cannot get the jargon right even, but then you have to think, how crazy is she? How loaded up is she this time? And I have to protect my children. So of course, the youngest one had overheard some conversation between my mother and I. So, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But you can either keep reacting to that stuff or just say you're not important enough to hate.
One
and
time,
move on.
One time I was, when I was younger, I was going to marry this chick.
Yeah.
And anyway, we met down in Halifax at a bar. And, we didn't know each other that long anyway. And she was sort of going out with these drug dealer types. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and he didn't take it too well, and he went to put a thumping on me, and things went bad anyway. I ended up with a bunch of drugs and money. So we were on the run, and we decided we were going to head for California.
Yeah?
But I left my license at the scene.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So these guys are, chasing us. And,
they know where you live.
I stop at my parents' place for a bit, and after I leave, they come there, and anyway, they get my father all cornered, and they ask him these questions about where I'm at, and they're beating him up and stuff. And he won't tell them, so then he tells them this story about Sicilians, about how when the Moors invaded Sicily, they were niggers, and
Really?
Yeah, they fucked all the...
I know about the Moors.
All the Italians used to look like the Italians up on the northern border of Italy. And,
right, the lighter skinned ones. Yeah.
And because of all the blacks, that's why the Sicilians and all them look curly-headed and darker, because they have this nigger skin in them. So
I don't know about that, but...
I don't know.
People have different appearances for a variety of reasons.
Well, there's different skin colors on the planet because of ultraviolet light.
Well, we're all different shades of holy. I mean, that's the way I like to say it.
Just a second. Hello? Hello?
Is there somebody at your door, Shell?
Nope, thought I heard something falling.
Oh, no. Well, do you need to take care of your little flood there?
No, I'm all right. I got her.
Is that pump getting it?
I got her all under control. I'm a fucking pro.
Well, that's cool.
I don't fuck around.
That's cool that you have a basement, though. That's cool. Well, I think basements are cool.
They're a pretty big part of Nova Scotia life.
Where I live, they don't have a lot of basements.
I'm gonna cement my basement windows in. My next girlfriend won't escape.
Oh, well, I hope the dumpster goes up there then. Who knows?
She's gonna
Maybe the two of you would be really happy.
She would be.
I would be happy for you if you were happy. Oh, but
she would be because I'm a thoughtful and thorough lover.
I think you're decent. You know, you seem to be thoughtful for the most part. You have that little bad boy side of you that might intrigue her. You know, maybe. I don't know. But about Mr. Midnight Movie, I feel just awful with what I did.
Well, you ought to be, because you shouldn't play with people's emotions like that.
No, I shouldn't have. That's probably one of the worst things I've done in my life.
I thought I was a jerk for calling fucking Paulie B's fucking, or Baby Boy's fucking memorial show he was doing that time. But Jesus, that's got nothing on what you did.
I know. It was awful. I mean, I did cry about that, because I should never... I hurt him. I mean, I really hurt him. You know, and he was going to say, oh, she didn't hurt me. She didn't do shit to me, you know. But yeah, I did.
So, he like...
It'll never be the same again.
He proposed to you?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. And you said no?
I laughed.
You laughed when he put his fucking his heart right on the fucking line.
And he had like this really sheepish voice that he does when he gets a little bit embarrassed and he's a little bit vulnerable. You know, I shouldn't have done it. I should not have done that. It was wrong of me.
And you're just like, no.
That was a really loud laugh. Kind of like that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And I introduced him.
That's really cold.
I introduced him to the dumpster and convinced her to let him come on the show, him and JP. And it took a lot of talking, especially after that first show. He stuttered a lot. He used to stutter a lot when he would get nervous.
He did he?
Uh-huh. You can always tell when he's really nervous, the stuttering comes out. Or he can't follow his thoughts. You know, he gets a little distracted.
Wow, he'd be good at oral sex, I bet.
I have no idea. So.
Well, you could have found out. But you chose not to.
The only way that I could have found out is if I went to go see another man. I mean, no. No, that's not my style. It's not. But, you know, he was a good friend. And then he was a little bit more than a good friend. And it's just sad how I treated him.
Yeah, you really fucked him over.
Wrong. You know, everybody should feel sympathy for him.
I do.
Him. You know, I'm just not.
If I had been around,
say that,
I would have said, "Don't fall for it, Mr. Midnight Movie."
Well, all this was behind the scenes because he would never let anybody know what's really going on behind the scenes. He wouldn't, because he's not like that.
So
he is trustworthy. He's very trustworthy.
So Debbie didn't even know that you and him were cybering it up?
I'm trying to remember at the time.
Wow.
I just liked the attention. I think I was very narcissistic at the time. Extremely
being a bit of a bitch, eh?
Yeah, I was definitely. Which he liked.
He was obviously in love. You know, if he's asking you to fucking marry him.
We talked a lot about lots of different topics.
Did you ever do anything on camera with him?
Had he seen me on cam? Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, any sexual stuff on cam.
Well, that would be a personal matter.
Well, I'm just wondering how far you led this guy along.
Oh, that's too embarrassing.
How committed to the troll were you, Angela? How committed to the troll were you?
When he saw me on cam, the first statement he said, "She lied," when referring to Dumpster.
What?
At that point, I had lost quite a bit of weight.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Debbie was portraying you as a big fat bitch.
Right. She was using those pictures from 2009 and 2000.
Yeah. Yep.
The very unflattering ones. But now they make me feel good because I'm like, I'm feeling better now. You know, I feel better about myself.
You feel better? Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about.
What are you talking about, Mr. White? He's asking for help on PBS thing.
I got no idea.
Oh, she wants you to look at your Skype. Oh my goodness.
Let's see here.
Did you hear that witch's cackle that I have on one of my shows? It's this 8-year-old girl that does the best witch's cackle. It's the cutest thing. Just the absolute cutest thing. It is. It's the cutest thing.
Well, it's not something I normally do, but Debbie has requested that I ban her from the chat till tomorrow. So,
why?
I don't know.
No, don't ban her, because I want to get some more screenshots.
No, she wants to be banned. She's banned.
Ah! Why would you do that? I needed that screenshot. Especially when she was talking about my daughter. Say what you want about me, but leave the kids alone.
Yeah. But as me and you talked about before, and you get all butthurt and hung up on me, you talked about her daughter.
Well, her daughter's grown, though.
You've talked about her grandson.
No, I did not.
You have. I heard you.
How?
And
did I feel
they
sorry
never
for
did anything off of Spreaker to contact your daughter in any way. They talked about her on Spreaker, and you yourself made the audio they have. They never went anywhere and got it. You broadcasted it yourself. So
What are you talking about? Because I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
what I'm talking about is you were doing a show. Your daughter came in the room and talked. They got the clip. And then they made fun of you about your daughter. It was you alone who made your daughter.
Oh, wait. I did not make my daughter come in there. She got a new shirt. She got back from the mall and bought a new shirt. She walked in without knocking.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that. I'm not.
I'm not like the dumpster who puts their whole entire family on.
Okay,
blast.
but
I would do that.
But
My child's not even a teenager. I mean, think about it.
you at your house broadcasted the show that made the audio available, and you know what the internet's like, and you know what trolls are like.
The woods, and I get bit by a snake. It's my fault for walking in the woods.
If you walk in the woods and get bit by a snake, yes, it is your fault that you were walking.
And it's my fault if I get
You were
raped,
walking
if I
where
walk.
snakes lived and got bit by a snake.
So if I go out on a date and he rapes me, that's okay.
Hardly the same
Because I
thing.
went out
Hardly
on a
the same
date,
thing. Hardly the same
Very
thing.
much the same thing.
Hardly the same thing. Hardly the same thing.
Yeah, would I ever take a clip of a jet and do something like that? No.
It was hardly the same thing.
Heather's a bitch just like her mother. I mean, that is the truth. And there's a background there as well.
Background to what?
With Heather, I mean, she's smarter than her mother, though. I'll give her that.
Well,
That's not that big of a stretch.
Isn't that what we all want for our kids? Don't you want your kids to be smarter than you?
I want them to be happy, because sometimes smart is not happy.
Like, without getting your butt hurt, why do you always got to try to put some intellectual spin on every answer?
Because I think before I answer most of the time.
Well, but
other times I'm just
but
like,
it don't
what
come.
the hell was I thinking?
I know you're going to get mad at what I'm about to say, but it don't come across as intelligent as you think it does. It sounds he looks.
hasn't.